favorite topic to discuss. And the reason is because it is such an underutilized skill that can easily set you apart from your competition, no matter if you are day one in real estate or you've been doing this for years, okay? And that's understanding the simple term. Now we're gonna get into the logistics, and I'm gonna give you bullet points on exactly how to create a silver bullet presentation. But it's important you must know first that always remember this: facts tell, stories sell. You've probably heard of that before, but guess what? I'd ask you, when's the last time you used a story to sell something? When is the last time that you connected with somebody emotionally to sell something? Okay, or to get your point across, to make them feel a certain way, because we discussed already that people only remember one thing, and it's how you make them feel. This is designed to make somebody feel the certain way that's gonna help you get your point across better and ultimately help you sell them on whatever it is that you're presenting. So before we get started, let me ask you this. Has anybody ever been into a presentation, okay, where somebody, whether it's maybe, investing in real estate, whether it's, maybe you've been on the flip side where a realtor came to your home and presented to you their, slew of services. Maybe it was a financial planner and they bust out this presentation and they start going through it page by page, but never at one point did they ask you, like, what's most important to you? What is it that you're looking for? And they were going through this, and slowly your eyes start glazing over, and honestly, you really don't care about anything that they're talking about. And the reason is because they've commoditized themselves down to just a service, right? Instead of taking an emotional approach and understanding what your exact needs are and tailoring their presentation to your exact needs, okay? So I want you to think about this. When we're using silver bullet presentations, we usually are gonna go in this order. And this is how you construct your story. So this is the outline, okay? This is the foundation of the story. As long as you follow this in order, it will make sense and you'll get your point across. And the first thing you have to start with is the heartache, okay? So the heartache is describing the feelings, describing the emotions, describing what could potentially happen or what you've seen happen to people who don't use your services, right? Or maybe describe what they're going through right now. They could be frustrated, they could be annoyed, they could be, uninformed, they could be, they could be a variety of things they'd be going through. So describing either what they're going through at the moment or what they could go through if they don't use your product or service, okay? The second is the help. Now, there's a couple words here that we're gonna focus on, and one of them is, or I guess two words, exact need. And understanding the exact need of what this person has. So frame it like this. You know somebody needs to sell their home, right? Chances are they wanna sell it for the most amount of money and they wanna sell it for the most amount of time. But get deeper than that. What is the actual need to sell the home? So I'm gonna just paint this picture. Let's say you have a couple, husband and wife, and 2 kids. Let's just say the husband took a job out in another state and he already went to go start the job, and the wife is finishing up everything at the home and with the kids, and maybe let's say it's towards the end of the school year and the kids are finishing up, okay? She doesn't need to know, chances are, about your drone footage or about your 3D virtual walkthroughs. She needs to know that every step of the way it's gonna get taken care of, start to finish, and she needs guaranteed results so that she can get her family back together in their new life and in the other state they moved to. What happens though is that you'll present, but you're not presenting to their exact needs. And it's an emotional state that she's in, and an emotional state she's gonna be going through where her family is split up temporarily. There's a lot of things that are going on with the kids getting out of school, getting the house ready, like keeping it clean for showings. Like there's a lot more going on that you have to touch into those emotions. So how is your specific product or service going to fill the exact need that this person has, but an emotional need? What do they need emotionally from you, okay? And then what you're gonna do is tailor your presentation, tailor what you do, tailor to what you provide to that it need specifically that need, the exact need. I can't emphasize that enough. Get very specific. Next is the happily ever after. So you've described what they're feeling now or what they could potentially feel. It's not good if they don't use your product or service. You've now explained exactly how your product or service fits their exact need and why it's the best solution for what they need. And then now you paint the picture of everything's good, sail off into the sunset. My product or my service is going to make you happier. It all comes down to your happiness. We know that people do what they do because they think it's going to make them happy. So tailoring your presentation to show that after they've avoided going through heartache and they've now used your product or service that you help their exact need, it's going to make them happier in the long run. So going back to our example, your family is going to be reunited sooner, right? That is the happily ever after for that particular situation. So this is the structure of the silver bullet presentation. Some other takeaways is that the number one emotional gateway, the opening to the heart, chances are is with someone's family or children. So it's very important that you think of them in the process and how this service is also going to benefit them. But guys, this is a silver bullet presentation. If you take anything away from this, start using stories to get your point across. People don't remember or care how many homes you sold. They don't care how much income you bring in. They don't care about any of the stats of your business. They only are going to remember the story that you leave them. And if it's an emotional story, it's going to leave a lasting impression. And that is why you're going to win more listing presentations. You're going to meet new clients and you're going to gather more business because you're going to use stories to share your experiences and talk about how you can help people.